Well, good morning, everyone. I hope that you're all doing well. This is lesson 2.1. We are in chapter 2. Everyone should have been given a set of chapter 2 notes as well as a packet for homework, correct? Okay, so we're going to start off today, lesson 2.1, writing equations. Writing equations is one strategy that we use for problem solving. We can use a variable expression. We can use an algebraic expression. We all know from chapter 1 that we can go back and forth. We can use a variable to represent any unspecified number or measure. So let's look at example number 1. Example number 1 says, let's just get this where we need it. Example number 1 says, translate each sentence into an equation or a formula. So our first example here is 10 times a number x is equal to 2.8 times the difference y minus z. So let's go ahead over here and let's just make sure we can do that together. So let's take example 1 and look at it one more time. Let me just give you a little background here. If it says is equal to, is the same as, you're going to replace that with an equal sign. So we are doing example 1A. I'm not going to rewrite the verbal expression. It is in front of you. However, I am going to repeat it. 10 times a number x, so that would be 10x, is equal to, when I see is equal to, I will replace it with an equal sign, 2.8 times the difference of, when it says 2.8 times the difference of, I know I need parentheses, y minus z. Y minus z. So that would be the equation, and that would be how I would write it. The equation is 10x equals 2.8 times the quantity, y minus z. Now, if they ask you to just write the equation, then that's what you do. If they ask you to solve the equation, then make sure you solve it. Example 1b. A number m minus 8 would be m minus 8 is the same as, remember what I told you, is the same as is replaced with an equal sign, a number divided by 2. Example C is a formula. The area of a rectangle, so we use A to depict area. The area of a rectangle equals the length times the width. Area is length times width. And these formulas are all found in the back of your textbook, on the back inside cover, and you should be familiar with those formulas. And as we go on, I will make sure you know which ones you need to know. In example number 2, we are going to use the 4-step problem solving plan. So let's just go ahead and look at it. Use the 4-step problem solving plan. The population of the United States in July of 2007 was about 301, million. And the land area of the United States is about 3,500,000 square miles. Find the average number of people per square mile. So we want people per mile. So what we're going to do here is we're going to read our problem first. Then we're going to make a plan. Then we're going to solve it. And then we're going to examine it or check it to make sure it makes sense. So we know that there are 301 million people. How many people per square mile? Well, that would be something like 3,500,000 square feet times the number of people equals 301 million. We're going to solve this by dividing each side of the problem by 3,500,000. We want to solve for the variable p, and approximately in 1 square mile of the United States. Now, we do realize that some areas like Manhattan, San Francisco, Dallas, Texas, and other big cities are overly populated, more populated than something in the Midwest. There are approximately 86 people per square mile. Are you with me? Yes?
Well, why would you divide it by the area instead of the people?
Because they wanted to know the number of people per square mile.
Yeah, but
Okay, I'm trying to explain it if you want to let me finish, okay? No, it's okay. The number of people per square mile, per means divided by, so people goes on top, divided by square miles. If I wanted to if you wanted to tell me the price per gallon of gas, okay, how much gas costs per gallon, and you filled up your tank, and your tank, you paid $42, and your tank holds 14 gallons, what was the price per gallon? It's the total amount you spent divided by the number of gallons in your tank.
my question was, it's just that isn't the people smaller than the square miles?
Doesn't really matter if the people is smaller than the square miles. It's not. This is This is 301 million as compared to 3,500,000. Do you see the difference now? Okay, good job. All right, let's go ahead and look at a couple of here that we can try together. Again, this is not your homework. Your homework is coming from your homework packet. You are doing page 1 through 18 all on notebook paper tonight. Please do not work on the worksheet. These in your note packet you may do. Translate each sentence into an equation or formula. So why don't you guys try 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4. Remember, equals to is the same as or is all get replaced with an equal sign. When translating a verbal expression or a verbal equation or formula into an algebraic, read it and translate it left to right. Left to right. Okay, raise your hand if you'd like the first one. 3 times the number t minus 12 equals 40. Who would like that one? Thank you so much. Go ahead, take it away.
3t minus 12 equals 40.
3t minus 12 equals 40. 3 times a number t, which is 3t, minus 12 equals 40 is correct. Number 2 says 1/2 of the difference of a and b is 54. Remember, the difference of would be in parentheses. Abigail.
1/2 parentheses a minus b and parentheses equals 54.
Excellent job. Very good. Please make sure you know it said the difference of a and b. The difference means to subtract. The word and here does not mean plus, does not mean addition, but it is a linking verb linking a and b. Would you like the next one?
No, I have a question about that one.
Yes.
Would it be correct if you did a minus b, both of those over 2 equals 54?
That is also correct.
Okay.
But this is probably a little bit easier to work with. Well, you can use an equal proportion, and we'll do that later. Yes? The next one, the area of a circle is the product of pi and the radius, which is represented by r squared. So tell me what you would write.
You put a equals pi, and then you put a dot, r squared.
A equals pi r squared. Very good. Area of a circle is pi times the radius squared. When we're writing a formula, sometimes when the variables are that close together, you don't need to put the dot, but that would not be incorrect. Are you all with me? Yes?
Yes.
Does anyone have a question? I know it's a very, very easy and straightforward lesson, but I want to take a minute for you guys to look at your notes packet. Excuse me, your homework packet. So everybody, let's look at 1 through 5. Translate each sentence into an equation. So the first is verbal to algebraic. 6 through 10 is you're translating them into a formula. And 11 through 16, you're translating the equation into a sentence. I want to do number 11 with you. So let's just do it so you know what we're doing in 11. We are on 2.1. The title is called Skills Practice Writing Equation. It is the homework packet that I gave out today in class along with the Chapter 2 notes. We are on page 1, which corresponds to 2.1, the lesson, Writing Equations. Number 11, the equation is G plus 10 equals 3G. And we want to translate that into a sentence. So we want to translate that into words. Do you know what to do?
I have a question. We're not allowed to write on the paper.
I told you to do this on notebook paper. There's not enough room.
Okay.
Who would like to answer this question? Thank you. Yes, John.
G plus 10 is equal to 3G.
G plus 10 is equal to or is the same as 3 times G. Good job. Do you all understand what you're doing on 11 through 16? Okay, let's look at 17 and 18. 17 and 18, they want you to write a problem, and they've given you the scenario. In 17, C equals the cost per pound of plain coffee beans. C plus 3 equals the cost per pound of flavored coffee beans. They want you to write a problem based on that information. Okay, so you can come up with anything you want. All right, write a problem based on that given information. Are you with me?
Yes.
All right. All right, this concludes our lesson for today. We are going to transition now. So let's go ahead. If you completed your test, you may keep everything on your desk. If you did not, you may close it at this time.